I need bigger options, I fit the description often. Opportunity galore, my front door, but it's nigga knocking. They really watching at grocery stores, tell me who really stocking. I be at their place making a plate if they forget about us.
Look, every time I run line, they hit rewind. Sucker MCs all cap like bigger font. I was getting jiggy when Willie got out the slums, but I'm still.
And I'm counting you out easy. You know what I mean? And we can talk about this as a transition. Have you already given your input on Fonz? A1?
Yeah, I went first.
We can talk about that as a transition going into the next set of battles or whatever it may be. But a lot of these guys that we saw and we're like, put your money on them, we're basing it off their performance, rightfully so. But you need to be basing it off, can they do that on 2 weeks' notice again? Can they be themselves? Because they had 3 months for this, or they had a lot of time for this first round. On 2 weeks' notice, can Jada Nightwing come out and do what he did again? Can Ace Amin, who's had trouble stumbling and choking, come out and do what he does again? You know what I mean? And guys like Easy the Block Captain, who, in my opinion, they don't necessarily write super direct or whatever, and who knows? He could have all kind of bars stored up. You know what I mean? And he could have. There's a different guys that you just can't count out because you don't know. They might just be very good on 2 weeks prep. So that's just another thing that you have to factor in coming up with the next group of matches.
All right. Well, I mean, you've already kind of led us there, so let's go ahead and jump into it, man. We in the quarterfinals of the tournament, and we'll start on. I guess we have to call it the Eastern Conference now because this side has dubbed themselves the Western Conference. So we'll call it Eastern Conference just to keep the continuity. So let's start with Your Honor versus Rubando. Bando, was not kind of a lackluster win, but you win however you can get the W, you'll take it. Your Honor, 2.5 really good rounds, outclasses Squeako. You make a great point about can you be quick? Can you turn around and write good material on 2 weeks prep? I'm going with Your Honor. I think the intangibles, the personality, the jokes, if he can bring some of that scheming he was doing in those first 2 rounds against Squeako back into this battle versus Rubando. This was my first time being introduced to Rubando. And so he sounded like every other gun bar battle rapper that I hear when I'm at, local events or if I'm hearing guys who are opening up battles. And so he's got to show me something with this one. So I'm going to go with Your Honor to move on to the semis of the tournament. Loso, I'll start with you. How you call it?
Yeah, I think Rubando can beat Your Honor, and a part of me is actually rooting for Rubando to win. I think he has this underdog story, but all Your Honor has to really do, he can go in there and clown Rubando, bro, and I think he might just steal it. But so if he cuts off the 3 rounds, I actually have Your Honor winning the battle as well. That's my pick for next week.
Saga.
You know what happens to any other trap in the bando? Oh no! Come back second round. Same thing as any other. I'm in the bando. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like Your Honor has a presence about him that's gonna be hard for. Let's put it like this: if this is the new standard that Rubando is setting for this tournament, it's gonna pale in comparison to the character, to the charisma that Your Honor has, just off that alone. Because 2 weeks ago, Your Honor came out there and not only had the charisma and character, but he came out with bars. He came out with substance. He kind of came out with flows and intricacies. So he's already going to snatch the attention from you off of who he is naturally. Bando needs to just break out of this monotony of whatever format or whatever box he's in. I got Your Honor taking it, but I hope that Rubando can prove me wrong because I feel like lyrically he can do more, but Your Honor is he's different, man. I want to watch Your Honor. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I had to pick between Rubando and Your Honor battle, I'm going to pick Your Honor because I know I'm going to get those funny moments. I'm going to get that character. I'm going to get some type of confidence, and I feel like that's some things that Rubando lacks. So I'm gonna go with Your Honor on this one.
Oh, not so fast. Yo, that's my Lee Corso, right? I always had like a Rubando mascot thing to put on. So here's what I'm gonna say. I think Rubando is gonna be more upset about his performance than what Your Honor would be, right? So I think Your Honor probably has the general consensus that he performed well enough to win. And I think Rubando knows that he did not perform well enough to win. And so I'm going to take that chip on Rubando's shoulder, and I'm going to say that he comes out in the second round and he performs much better. And Your Honor performs equally as good. And I think that Rubando is going to edge the battle. So I'm taking Rubando in probably one of my few upsets.
Okay.
Well, let me just ask this real quick, just to rebuttal what A Ward is saying.
You better be crazy.
We spoke on the idea of having 3 months to prepare for the first battle. Now we're shortening the time to 2 weeks. 2 weeks, right? Do you think with the 3 months that Rubando had to write for Gunpowder Pat, we're gonna expect a better and more potent Rubando with only 2 weeks now?
I think yes, only because, like I said last week, that wasn't. If you watch Rubando battles, that wasn't a Rubando battle. Like he was.
I know.
He was trying to joke, like Your Honor. He was trying to do all that stuff. But I actually agree with A Ward, and because of what A Ward said, I'm putting the head. I'm switching my pick, bro. I have Rubando with the upset as well for next week.
So to Saga's point though, you're right. However, and you and I both know, right, Saga, some of our best battles have came when we wrote them in the last 2 weeks because of the pressure, that's put on. And to me, giving me 3 months, I might have some really good material, but you know how tired we get of reciting the same old bars, and you know how hard it is to kind of get that back up and perform them the way we can. So it's easy to kind of see some of that when you're sitting on those bars for so long. And so you're right though. Like he very well could go in there and be like, but I'm just like I said, I'm going with the chip on the shoulder. I'm saying Rubando's like, you know what? I'm not about to let y'all leave with the bad taste in the mouth of like I barely won, I shouldn't be here type mentality. So I'm going Rubando still.
Yeah. So I was going to say that sometimes when you sit on material for too long, you overthink it, right? He might have had some stuff that he really loved that he took out because he sat with it for so long. So
Thank you very much.
Although again, Your Honor still scares me. He still scares me because my thing is I like Your Honor, but he struggles with not being consistent and giving you 3 dope rounds. And again, in that first round, he gave us 2.5. Like he didn't give us a full 3. So he needs to come with a full 3. And I talked about the week prior about $25,000 material. You don't need $25,000 material in the first round. Maybe you need $1,000 material. I think now we got to step up to like maybe $10K material to advance to the semis. Speaking of $25,000 material, let's jump into this next battle on this eastern side. Jada Nightwing versus Luke Castro. I'll kick it off. We talked about it in the recap. To me, career-defining performance for Luke Castro. In beating Kid Chaos, who was a heavy favorite to win. And I feel like this is going to be, I'm going to use this word that's controversial on this show if you follow it. I think he might have some. I think that Luke Castro,
low-key, the show just blanked the word. Like when you said it, nobody heard it.
No, because I didn't say it, because it's not a thing.
Okay.
That's why. Anyway. I do think that I'm going to pick. I don't know how people are judging this battle or predicting this battle, but I'm going to take Luke Castro, man. I think Luke Castro has found something. I think Jada Nightwing is going to try to do that thing where he doesn't rap for 30 seconds to try to separate you from the material that you heard. But I think that Castro has showed personality. He showed the ability to get some jokes off, and I think he's going to have the bars to beat Jada Nightwing in this next round. So, Loso, I'll start with you.
I think Castro's going to be consistent, man. And no matter what battle he has in this tournament, he's going to be consistent. He's going to do what he does, man. And he's captivating. I do think though that even though Jay had 3 months to prepare for Real Sick, I just got the vibe in his face-offs and every conversation, his tweets and stuff like that, that he's ready to prove that he is like he even said, yo, by the end of this tournament, I'm gonna be where Swamp at. I guess in his mind, he thinks Swamp is the top of that class or whatnot.
What do you think, Loso?
I don't agree with that at all. But
All right.
but I do think that Jay is trying to prove a point. And I know a lot of people, the narrative still is, okay, you and Real Sick touched on it. You did that with 3 months. What are you going to do in 2 weeks? And a lot of people have him losing. But I think Jay is out to set a point. So I actually have him edging that battle. I got Jay to Nightwing 2-1.
All right, Ward, it's on you.
Yeah, I got Jada Nightwing as well, and it's nothing to, well, let me say this first. If there's one thing I know about a Goonie, right, is that they can come up with material 4 hours before the battle and it will hit. You know what I mean? So I'm not worried about Lou Castro. You know, if he's cut from the same cloth as the rest of those guys, like I'm not too worried about Castro coming in there and not having his material ready or being locked. But I echo the sentiments of Loso in that I think Jada Nightwing has tasted some success, right? So some of the battles he's had in his PG battles before dropping on you in how he's performed, I don't think that is comparable to him in this first round and the people that are talking about him and talking about his performance. And a lot of times that success is accountability, you know? Like, I mean, if he takes whatever, he's in the eye, you know, he's the light shining on him. If he takes that, it should hold him accountable, you know, to making sure his rounds are done by this date, locked in by this date, you know, because like Loso said, man, he goes in there and he chokes, he messes stuff up or whatever, then he is right back where he started from before this battle. You know what I mean? And it's just not, and I'm hoping that spotlight, I think that Fonz and Jay probably are the clear, like 1 and 2, 1A and 1B to like take the 25K right now. And I hope that spotlight holds him accountable to the point to where he comes in there and he does his thing, you know? So I'm taking Jada Nightwing.
All right, Saga, so you.
Okay, so here's my thing, right? I think what Jay said in his first round, the first bar against Real Sick, really dictates the temperature of the entire tournament. Let's state a known fact. You only win if I don't rap. The only problem is I don't rap. You know what I'm saying? It's like if Jay, I feel like it all depends on Jay, because I feel like I've seen Lou Castro prepare in less time and bigger amounts of material and content. I'm not worried about Lou Castro in regards to that. I'm curious to see, first off, how Lou Castro will approach Jada Nightwing, but I'm also curious to see how Jada Nightwing will combat this whole Lou Castro's cadence or his style, or, you know, the Goonies or whatever he can. Like, I'm curious to see, because Real Sick, I enjoyed that angle he took in the third. You know what I'm saying? I didn't expect that from him, but I feel like it all depends on the Jada Nightwing we get. And, you know, and I told Jay the other day, I'm like, bro, like, to be honest, I have you going to the finals, so I'm still going to stay true to that. And I feel like Jay's going to win, but it also just depends on it just all depends on how quick he can remember and what he could do with that. But I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised if Lou Castro sneaks the win. But I'm gonna go with Jay.
All right, that's what's up, man. Shout out to Don Marino. Jumped in the chat. Couple of quick comments. Alex Moore says, Your Honor, easy.
No.
Eli B says, Rusha cooking, but he says Your Honor is different, so he doesn't know. So we'll see what happens, man. Keep hopping in the comments and talking to us. We'll make sure we get it on the air. All right.
What's going on, Don?
Let's jump up into this Western Conference, and let's start at the top of the bracket. Fonz versus Easy the Block Captain. Listen, Easy. You I don't want to say you did the impossible, but you shocked some people. And I think that's a fact. I know you're confident in yourself. You're confident in your ability to rap, your delivery, the material you have. Sir, I'm going to need you to make sure you step it up. I'm going to need you to step it up, because Fonz Hey, listen, first of all, shout out to Fonz. He, posted us on, and I'm not picking Fonz because he posted us, although it helps, easy if you want to post it. Anyway, but listen, I got Fonz winning this. I think it'll be a gentleman's 30. I think Easy's going to come with some good material, but Fonz's ability to punch, like Ward talked about, the creativity of his bars. I expect some really good easy flips, some really good easy wordplay in there as well. I got Fonz winning this battle. Not maybe clearly, but I think gentleman's 30. Ward, I'll let you start off on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Fonz as well. Actually, I'm gonna take it 2-1. I'm gonna give Easy a round, and I don't know if he wins it material wise, but I think Easy's gonna come with 3 rounds. I feel like he's gonna do the same way they get Don Marino, 3 solid rounds, and Fonz. I'm gonna say that maybe he slips up and stumbles in a round, and somebody leans a certain way for Easy. But as far as like the back-to-back punching is concerned, one thing I noticed with Don Marino and Easy was that Don Marino flipped Easy, Block, and Captain quite a bit. But I think that sometimes things got lost, like in the name flips and some of the things he were doing, where I think Fonz will come and he will punch on all 3 of those names. You know what I mean? He will have fire captain flips, fire block flips, fire, easy flips. And I think that he will be able to, it helps a little bit too, writing wise with name flips. I know when I get my opponent, I'm usually able to get the name flips kind of out of the way. And when you have three of them, you know what I mean? Like Jay the Nightwing, like he's another one, like Nightwing Jay, you know what I mean? Like when you have multiple opportunities to do that, it kind of helps with speeding up the process and punches. So I'm going Fonz 2-1.
So before Loso, I'm gonna get to you. I just want to ask a question. Writing on 2 weeks' notice, how big are the name flips going to be when you don't have that much time? You talked about name flips are something that I don't want to call it low-hanging fruit, but it's something that if it's a flippable name, right? It's something that you'll probably reach for sooner or early in your writing.
Yeah. It's not low-hanging. It is low-hanging fruit, and it's not, right? The thing about name flips for me as a writer is that I try not to do them as much because I just assume a lot of other people have done them, and I just don't want to get hit with that, oh, I said that 7 battles ago, or, oh, I did it, you know what I mean? On this 2 weeks notice, I don't necessarily know if that's as much of a big deal, especially with 2 guys that are not very known, you know what I mean? Like not known on that level. If we were talking Mike P versus, Danny Myers on 2 weeks notice right now or something, and like, oh, you can't really go flip a bunch of Mike flips, because we've heard them all, So with this particular matchup, I don't know that it's that much of an issue. But I definitely know Easy, Block, and Captain are a lot easier to flip than Fonz.
All right, cool. Loso, who you got?
Man, I got Fonz with the 30. I think it's not even gonna be gentlemen. It might be 30-30, bro. I don't know. I don't see. But then again, I didn't see Easy winning last week, but I definitely don't see Easy winning this week. I would have had, if Don would have came out that battle last week, I would have had Don as the underdog. You know what I'm saying? So I think that Fonz is gonna come out strong. Just like what A-Ward says, he has a lot to work with. I don't think it's going to be low-hanging fruit. You can turn those name flips and you can change the narrative on them. You know what I'm saying? You can make punches out of whatever and use them as personals. And I think he's going to utilize them. He has material. And on top of that, I know you don't like it, bro, but I just think that if I don't want to use the word momentum, but I think a lot of attention or a lot of like whatever it is, whatever that thing is, it's over there for Fonz right now, bro. So, but I got him, bro. I got him with the 30, man. So.
All right. Saga.
So here's my thing again, right? If I could just double back real quick, I want to make a point to the Don Marino Easy situation. Because like Ward said, there was a lot of dope easy flips, a lot of dope block flips, captain flips. But I feel like, what Don lacked in a sense was a little bit more believability and pacing to the punch, right? I feel like in this element, Fonz has that a little bit more down pat. Like, he knows how to pace a punch very well. He's going to feed you the easy punch, but it's going to be like, sit with that. It's not going to be paced too fast. So I feel like he's going to take advantage of those name flips a little different. And I feel like he may approach him more than just a simplistic type of easy bar. It may be a scheme. It could be, you know what I mean? I feel like his mind could work on that caliber. But I think with Easy the Block Captain, I'm curious to see if what he did last week will be a return performance, or will he step it up and be more punch heavy now because he's facing a puncher. I'm curious to see this one. I feel like there's going to be a lot of real talk. But, you know, I'm honestly, I got Fonz taking it. Gentleman 30. I feel like he's going to get to his points a lot quicker. He's going to get to his points a lot quicker, and he's going to get to those bars a lot faster, and it's going to be a lot of hard-hitting moments. I've seen a few easy battles, and it takes him a while to get to a point, but it's a strong point. So it's like you're setting up light jabs to a heavy, but if he's throwing heavy hooks and stuff already, he's getting a lot of points in. He's doing a lot more damage sooner. So I'm gonna go with Fonz, Gentleman's 30.
Okay. Yeah, hey, a real talk round could be a swing round. So, and I know that's something that Easy, a little bit of his forte. So we'll see if he can use that to his advantage. All right.
Absolutely.
Final battle on the western side, quarterfinal round. We got Ace Amin versus Brooklyn Hands. Brooklyn, first of all, I respect you. Let me tell you, I respect you. I'm gonna need more than the aura, though. I'm gonna need more than the stature. I'm gonna need more than the intimidation. Obviously, we have a size disparity in terms of height, right? Maybe you can use some of that to your advantage. I don't know. I do got a question. Ace, you gonna shoulder bump him though? I just want to know. Are you gonna hit him with the shoulder bump?
You're gonna hit him in his abdomen if he tries it. It sure ain't gonna be shoulder to shoulder.
The hip, that's hilarious.
That boy, he gonna hit him in his hip. Yeah, boy, gonna hit him right in the hip.
Hip check. All right. So, but you're gonna need a lot. I know Ward is referenced, Ace's propensity to have some issues with stumbling and not getting through his material cleanly. If he gets through his material cleanly, like, to me, I'm gonna go 2-1 because I'm going to say there will be a round that he will not get through cleanly. That is, if I had to guess, will end up being Hands' best round. But to me, I watch Hands versus G-Lo. Even then, people were raving about his performance. This is before the whole recycling thing came into view. I was like, I didn't get it. Like, I mean, it sound good. And maybe he can be like this new generation Ice, right? Where he's just got like this aura and this presence to where the material may not land as heavy, but it can still carry. I don't know. Maybe that's what he's going to be. But I got Ace Amin. I'm gonna go 2-1. I'm not gonna go 3-0. I'll say 2-1. Ace Amin. I say first and third. Who wants to free for all? Who wants to jump in? Loso, like, you want to say something?
I got Ace 2-1. I saw a tweet today I thought it was hilarious. They said Brooklyn Hands is going to scare his way to the finals. Like, he's going to scare people. The judges, he's going to scare. Like, he's literally just going to scare his way to the finals, bro. He could possibly do that. And so, but Brooklyn, I think that Brooklyn Hands was showing what I need from Brooklyn Hands is just 3 direct rounds. Like I said, that the second round, he obviously stumbled. And in the third round, he just was obviously battling somebody else. But if he can just go in there and focus on Ace Amin for 3 rounds, I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to look crazy if Hands is just towering over Ace Amin like that. But I just think that Ace is going to have better material. I think Ace is a better rapper. I think he's a better battler. And I do agree with you. There may be one round that he might go ahead and stumble. But that's not a knock on Brooklyn Hands because I think he is good. But I think that battle's going to be close, but I have Ace Amin edging it.
All right, Saga, I'll jump to you.
So here's the thing again, right? This battle, I'm really conflicted with this battle because I'm a big fan of what Ace does, right? But I do believe, like we said before, like we've seen him stumble a few times, smack volume, he dropped the ball, and we weren't expecting that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like there is going to be a round that he may stumble in. But on the other hand, I'm a big fan of what Big Hand does. You know what I'm saying? His style of rapping is very vivid. It's very abstract. You don't know where you're gonna go till you get to that punch. And I think they share that element in regards to writing abstract. They don't lead you. You don't see the punch coming a mile away. You got to follow them on wherever journey they're going to take you until you get to it. So that's what I like about this battle. It's going to be an abstract pen battle in regards to that element. It's going to be a street talk battle. This may be the grittiest battle on both sides, in my opinion. And I'm conflicted because I don't know who to pick. If I had to pick, I'm going to go with what I feel like is a more secure win, and I feel like I know he's going to come with it. I'm going to go with Ace. But I feel like it's very much so a toss-up at this point. Like, it's about who really – I know Ace is not happy with the win he had. I know Brooklyn is not happy with the win he had. So it's like they're both coming in there. Though they won, they're going in there with a chip on their shoulder. And it's a toss-up to me. But if I had to pick, I'm going to go with Ace.
So here's my thing, right? To me, Ace is a battle rapper. And when you're a battle rapper, you prepare for, short notice type battles. Now, not everybody is as successful as short notice type battles, but we can count on probably one hand how many battles on cam Brooklyn Hands has. And so with that being said, I think Brooklyn Hands even says he doesn't want to be referred to as a battle rapper. He's kind of one of those guys. So on 2 weeks notice, I don't feel like this is a situation where I'm like, Brooklyn Hands is going to have 3 rounds. If Ace stumbles, he can lose it. I feel like Brooklyn Hands, on the contrary, has to prove that he cannot stumble and choke through, his rounds just as much as Ace does. And so when I look at the matchups, in my Your Honor voice, Ace raps better. He writes better. He performs better. He don't hurt me. Look, I would even almost go to the lengths to say Ace fights better than Brooklyn Hands. Like, if it get, like, I don't want to smoke with either one of them. You know what I mean? But the things that Brooklyn Hands has over his opponents, it's not like he's battling. I don't want to say a certain battler or anything like. It's not like he's battling somebody to where that aura is just overwhelming. We all know where Ace comes from, what he's about, and everything like that. The size difference might look funny or whatever, but you're not about to just say, "I'll punch you dead in your mouth." And Ace will probably look at him and say, "Do it." You know what I mean? Like, right, and it's not going to hit the same, So I'm taking Ace, and I really hope this battle is good, because I could see this battle being another one where there's some minor stumbles and stuff, and it's just kind of survive and advance, just with the given, on Ace's preparation normally, and Brooklyn Hands just not being direct, But I really, for the sake of this tournament, I think this battle could be very, very good. Another thing to remember is this. Ace has a very keen advantage in that nobody else had, in the Ultimate Madness tournament, and that's name flips. No matter who won that battle, Hands name flips, right? Not even that, a BH or even initials. You know what I mean? And so if Ace is going into his battle and saying, "Look, I got Big Hand or I got Brooklyn Hands," hopefully he's already zoned in and said, "All right, second round, boom, 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 let me stack all these hands flips," and it doesn't feel like time wasted in your head. So nobody else really had that advantage, because there was no shoe in. So
that's very true.
I'm taking Ace on me.
I need bigger options, I fit the description often. Opportunity galore, my front door, but it's nigga knocking. They really watching at grocery stores, tell me who really stocking. I be at their place making a plate if they forget about us.
Look, every time I run line, they hit with one. Sucker MCs all capped like bigger font. I was getting jiggy when Willie got out the slums, but I'm still posted on corner like I'm a dunce. Back when I was beating tables, eating lunch, had a hunch. I knew I would be a staple without a gun.